And here we are. It is 10 o'clock on a Friday, and I see my reflection in the cellophane of this DVD. Hello, Carla's Lashes. You have joined. And Flair. Oh, and now they just come in so fast I can't even read them. Minx Diva joined. Thanks for being here. Welcome to the, hold on, let me flip this around. LOA Scope, the Landscape Edition. For those of you who have not updated your Periscope app, do it. Now you can do landscape. You don't really need landscape for what I'm doing here, but I had to try landscape. So, hello Daily Breath. Hello Sandal. Nice to have you back. Hold on a second here. Sheila, welcome back. Let's see. Okay, so I'm just trying to welcome you all. Oh, hold on a second. Here's, now I know I'm really scattered because it's weird. I'm not knowing where to look. Hola landscape. Yes, Ephraim. Hi Dan. All right, so let me put these on so I can read. Ah, so much better. Hello, Dane. Hello, and welcome to the 3 times weekly LOA Scope with me, Bob Doyle from The Secret. Hypno Honey has joined us. Daily Breath. You've shared. Thank you. If you would all like to, you may share this broadcast with your followers. And now, with the new Periscope update, you can also share on Facebook. How exciting is that? So you swipe over or whatever, click on share, and not only can you share with your followers here, you can share on Twitter, and you can share on Facebook. Wow, what a deal. Hey, Rob, nice to have you here. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for inviting followers. This is awesome. Yeah, I'd like to get the room a little more full. 11 people on a Friday. Anyway, so very excited to try the new landscape mode, and I hope that I'm looking at you correctly. I think they did a good job. Wow, Arskin Studio has joined. Thanks for being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Again, let me just welcome you to the LOA Scope, the Law of Attraction Scope that I do 3 times weekly here at 10 a.m. Pacific on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And again, my name is Bob Doyle. I was in the film and the book The Secret, and I've been teaching the Law of Attraction for since 2002. Torah NATO Network. I like it. Healthy Living joined. All right, new people. Thank you very much. So welcome all of those who are new. If you're a Law of Attraction fan or enthusiast or just interested in the topic, I invite you to follow me. In addition to, hey Nori, in addition to scoping on the Law of Attraction 3 times weekly here, I'll also do things with my partner Lynn Rose. We have a Fun with Bob and Lynn show where we just cut up. I will do voiceover scopes and eventually, and I have a commitment. I'm making a commitment, a promise to you. Because people keep asking me, are you ever going to scope on the ukulele? And I'm committing that before this weekend is over, I will do a Periscope where I'm just playing the ukulele. I got to tell you, I got this enormous resistance around it. I don't know why. I used to do a lot of open mics and stuff. I had no fear. And now I think it's just kind of weird. But I did think I just need to get started. Don't you think that? Okay, a couple of things. If you want to learn more, yes, ukulele. We will be doing that sometime this weekend. So watch your Periscope carefully. I will label it very clearly. Hello, Trace. Let's see. Boy, I wish they could just come up with the names. Tracy DeVault, welcome on a journey to my most authentic self. That's great, Tracy. If you're new here, you might want to check out the replay of the last LOA scope we did, which was on the power of being, or who are you going to be, or something like that. Right along the lines of what you're talking about. Now, so if you want to learn more about me, you can go to boundlessliving.com. That's boundlessliving.com. You'll learn a little bit about how I got into this work, various free resources. Thank you for the hearts, by the way. I really do appreciate it. And wow, Charm Ness was talking about it was great, and I don't know what she's referring to. I hate not knowing what's going on, but hate's a strong word. All right, hey, look. So, I told you this is, I know, before I get into the meat, where is everybody? Normally we got like 50 people in here. I don't understand what's going on. I hope I am logged in as Bob Doyle Secret, aren't I? Oh, okay, thank you so much. Oh, thank you. Yeah, that was fun. I appreciate that. Appreciate that comment. So I don't know where everybody is. Normally we have a much more full house, but that's okay. We're gonna go forward with it anyway. But I just want to kind of make these announcements. So boundlessliving.com is where you can learn a little bit more about me. You can download free stuff and the whole thing, and have access to our YouTube channel where we have all sorts of videos on the topic of the law of attraction and things like that. Okay, next week we start with the Blabs that I've been talking about, blab.im. If you're not familiar with it, it's another broadcasting platform where you can bring in actual up to 3 other people on the screen. Plus we have the chattel on the side. Whole new level. Hey, Beyond Creative, a whole new level of interactivity with Blab and what I'm going to be doing next week. Great, I'm glad you. Thank you, Jay Trivolino. I'm going to do this for the 15 millionth time. Jason. I've got to remember these names somehow. Hey, so before we get started, here's a silly little thing. I was cleaning out a drawer, and I found this other set of readers. You know, I have to read these readers. Hey, Kat, I have to wear these readers to read your comments because my nearly 50-year-old eyes have decided to play tricks on me. So I bought these the other day at a Kroger in Atlanta for $5. Good deal, huh? But then I found these. Someone left these at our house at a party. They work just the same. Which should I wear? What do you think? Glasses number 1. Hello, I'm Bob Doyle. Or glasses number 2. Hello, I'm Bob Doyle. Actually, I gotta leave them on one way or the other. One. So you like the frames? Like being able to see okay. $5 at Kroger it is. It's unanimous so far. I really thought I was going to get number 2s, but that's okay. All right, so again, I'm curious for those of you who have not upgraded to the new Periscope where it does landscape mode. What is this looking like for those of you who still have the old version? Is it wide, like normal? I don't know. I haven't seen. I'm just curious. But this is my first landscape broadcast. And like I say, I didn't really need to do this broadcast because it's just Melanie is here. Now we can really get started. Oh, I'm sideways. Okay, well, if you upgrade your Periscope, then you can do landscape, and then the comments come along the left-hand side, which is good because as I'm reading the comments, it looks like I'm more looking into the camera. So I kind of wondered about that, like if people haven't upgraded yet, are they going to have a weird experience? So I apologize for those of you who have not updated, and I would have waited a little bit. So anyway, so I'll go back to portrait next time I do this. I don't know what would happen if I changed it right now, but I'm on a tripod, so I'm gonna. Hey, Bliss Relaxation. I love the idea that we can do the landscape mode now because, like, when Lynn and I do our show, we're sitting next to each other on a couch, and it's weird because we have to. I mean, not that we have anything against snuggling up on each other so we can fit in the screen, but you know, yeah. So it's weird for today. All right. Well, I'm sorry that it's weird for today. So again, in addition to the landscape mode, you can also now share on Facebook. Which is a new thing. All right, so let's get into the meat. Hi, Laurie Raven. Let's get into the meat. So what I decided to talk about today was our gifts, and this is something that I start in the last book that I wrote, which was 5 years ago. I talk about this a good bit. Let me just. Oh well, I'm glad you're back, Melanie. I thought I hadn't seen you in quite some time. All right, so let's talk about this. You know, it's my contention, and I. Oh, I got to say this too, for those of you who are new, once I start into the teach mode, I still don't know where everybody is. It is time for a new book. That's what my publisher says too. Okay, so, all right, so now I'm going to have to just not read the comments for a little bit so I can get into the content, okay? So I've always said that we were born to be reality creation machines. Like we have everything we need built into us to truly create our experience of reality. And that's really what the law of attraction is about. It's about using what we've been given as a human being, these very unique gifts, and I'm going to talk about 3 of them, to be able to create our experience of reality. I believe that's what we're here to do. We are such a unique creation. We are such a unique configuration of energy that we have our senses and these other gifts that we have that I'm going to dig into in a second. And the reason I'm having this is more for I want you to consider this. This is more of a consider this idea because we forget. You know, if there's anything we take for granted as human beings, it's just how amazing being a human being is. Everything we have, everything that we can do, the ways that we can experience the universe. We take it for granted and we don't think about it. And we focus on the things that are wrong and what could be better and all of those things. And of course, that's why we say stuck or attract a bunch of things that we don't like. We're not acknowledging our magnificence. Now, that's because over the course of time, generation after generation, years and years and years, of people in power or in different positions, just basically causing us to have limiting thoughts or putting us in our place to gain control or whatever. That's why they called it The Secret. That's the whole idea behind why it was the secret. Some people knew it and they didn't want everybody else to know it. So we have been bred over the course of generations with this feeling of limitation where we don't even think about and acknowledge how spectacular we are. You know, we could sit here and talk about the human body and what it can do for hours and days and weeks, the miracles that occur every stinking moment of our lives that we just don't even think about. Like, how can we sit around and grumble about things when this is happening? Like, we have this miraculous gift of the experience of life, but we do. So, but here's what I want you to consider. You know, if you ever struggle with this whole concept that we are in fact here to create our realities, if you forget sometimes that we are here to have our desires fulfilled. So let's talk about this. We have, I think, three, and I may think of some others, but three that I talk about on a regular basis, three gifts that are unique to us as human beings that are specifically designed to allow us to create our experience of reality. And here's what I want you to consider first. That the universe, in its vastness and infinity, is perfect. The creation is perfect. You know, when you think about everything that has to happen to create the solar system and the galaxies, and then everything that's going on each individual planet, weather systems, biological systems, it just goes on and on. You know, the way things grow and the way that we're provided for with air and oxygen and water and the whole thing, it's just a perfect system. Imperfection is a concept that we as human beings have come up with. We are comparing our expectations to, you know, we're looking at things, and if it doesn't line up with what we decide is our expectation. Hey, Ty, what our expectations are, we say, well, that's not perfect, or we have created ideas of what perfection is. And if we see something that doesn't fit into that, we call it imperfection. But everything is operating exactly perfectly. The universe, the creative power, call it what you will, does not make mistakes. And I know that you know, that's almost like a cliche thing. It's like a Facebook inspirational post, you know. God doesn't make mistakes, and, you know, anything that you've been born with, it's there, it's not a mistake. But it is true. Energetically, things happen for a very specific reason. You know, there are laws in place that create every aspect of our reality, and it's happening perfectly whether we think so or not. Now, I say all that because I believe that we as human beings have been given the gifts that I'm about to talk about for a very specific reason, and that is to create our experience of reality. In other words, there are no accidental features in a human being. So specifically, we don't have desires and passions and are driven to have something in our life by accident. We all have these unique gifts. Let me put it a different way. Passions, things that we want. Every one of us is an energetic fingerprint. We're all unique, and we have these things for a reason. If you have a desire, it is there so it will be fulfilled. Again, no accidents. It's not like everything else in the universe is divinely perfect, except for the fact that I have this desire and I can't fulfill it. We are not a mistake. And every single aspect of our humanity is there for a reason. So, here's specifically with the law of attraction, here's what we have, and I'll dig into each one of them. We have our imagination. We have the ability to create visions of things that are not part of our current experience that we can see. We have this creativity in us. It is innate in us. We have imagination, meaning we can picture something that has yet to be. Now, why would we have that? Why would we have that? We have it because our imagination is there to drive us towards the realization of whatever it is that we imagine, if we want it. I mean, we can all imagine terrible things, too, that we don't want. But the point is the mechanism for visualization is in place. That is not an accident. And it's not just there for, you know, to be dormant. It's there to be used. We have our imagination, so we can visualize. Okay? Along with that, we have this sense of passion and purpose. We are driven to do something on this planet. We have things that we want that are calling to us from our soul, from our heart, right? That's not an accident either. It's not like God or however you'd like to refer to it, is playing some sort of cosmic trick on us and saying, you know, I know everything else in the universe is perfect, but I'm going to really mess around with these people I've created and give them all sorts of ideas and passions and things they want, but absolutely no ability to have them. Oh, that's a good one. No, that's not how it is. We're here with these desires and these passions which are unique to us. I don't know that my dog here doesn't have desires and passions. He hasn't expressed them except to play, right? And he gets his desires fulfilled pretty well. I have to show him to you because he's just so freaking cute right now. Look at that face. Another perfect creation. No accidents here. Okay, so we have our imaginations. And we have our passions, those things that we're called to do. Again, they're there for us to do them. Why would they be there? Let's just think logically. Why would we have passions if we weren't supposed to fulfill them? It makes no sense. None. Everything else in the universe is perfect and effortless, by the way, right? The birds flying, the trees growing, the air, it just happens effortlessly. So why is it that we as human beings are unique to create effort in our lives? And to say, well, okay, I have this imagination, but clearly I can't do it. It's not there for me. This is a cruel joke. No. The third thing that we have is our emotions. So we have our visualization, we have our passions, and these things create an emotion. Excitement, inspiration, happiness, sadness, whatever it is. Our imagination and our passions, they combine to create an emotional experience. The question about passion, we talked about this a couple of scopes ago. You can see a replay if you want to. I'll talk about that in a second. Replays for scopes. I don't want to get too sidetracked. We have our emotions, and it is our emotions that change our vibration. And our vibration is our communication with the rest of the universe saying basically what is. Not so much what we want, although that's what we're consciously thinking. We're trying to create a vibration to tell the universe what we want. But if our vibration is literally infused with the I want feeling, then that's what you're going to attract, more wanting. So what you really want to do is to create the experiences, the emotional experiences is, Bob, speak. The emotional experience of I have. And we have this ability. So our imaginations, so we have a passion. There's something that we want in our life. There's something that we want to be. There's something that we want our experience of reality to be. Now we have this gift of imagination. So we can imagine exactly what it looks like. We can create every single parameter of it, down to the finest detail. We have all of that in here, okay? And then the more clear we get on that, the more persistent we are with that, the more finely tuned our emotional response gets. As long as we deal with the resistance that comes up when we start thinking outside of our comfort zone, that, oh, I can't have that, I can't do that. We've talked about this in other past scopes too, how to deal with the resistance when it comes up, right? Then as long as we're doing that, the emotion that we have as a result of our imagination, our unique gift of the imagination, based on our desire, the passion that we have, the thing that we want to create, now we're sending a clear signal to the universe that the universe instantly matches. Remember, every moment of every day, the universe is matching your predominant vibration. You cannot go off the grid. So you can't take 5 minutes a day and have a visualization experience and then go back in the other 23 hours and 55 minutes of your day, you're back to, I can't have it, I don't know how, man, I hate this, where's it going to happen? You can't do that. If you think that that's going to work, you are incorrect, in terms of getting your desire. This isn't, the thing about the law of attraction, which I constantly say, it is not a personal development tool. It is not a technique. It's not something that turns on and off. It's not something that you take a few minutes a day for. This is to do this correctly, to move into, to make this whole process of manifestation effortless. It has to be your way of life. You have to know these principles so clearly that they are ingrained in your every moment, right? It's a constant thing. And yes, it's going to take some time. It's not hey, I watched The Secret and the next day everything's great. We have years and years of stuff, limited thinking and beliefs, not acknowledging our gifts that we have to work through. Work may be not a good word, but we have to move through it. We have to continue our evolutionary process towards our natural state of creation, of natural creators. That's what we're here to do. The meaning of life to me is to experience it in the way that we want, to experience joy, to experience more good feelings than bad. Okay? And we have that. We have it. There are no mistakes. We were born with these features, this imagination. a sense of purpose and passion, which we do get disconnected from, and I'll address that in just a second. We absolutely do get disconnected from it, and like I said, I did a scope on this just the other day that you can go back and look at that will help you with that, I think. So again, no extra superfluous features built into us as human beings. Everything we've got for a reason, and that is to create we have a physical body so that we can interact with things, move things around, take action, move energy around to literally create new experiences of reality. So we have this communication with the universe that is going on constantly through our intuition, but we are the originators. Our thoughts, our feelings, our emotions, based on what we're thinking / imagining. Because look, our imagination is our thoughts, but sometimes when we're not, let's say we don't always sit around and consider that our idle thoughts, our worry and our fear and our dread and our concern, that's also our imagination at work. Our imagination is what's creating worry and fear. We're making it up. We're taking a situation, our experience of reality, we're assessing it, making a judgment, and deciding I should be worried, I should be scared, I should be sad, I should be angry, or I am inspired, I am happy, I am filled with love. We make these decisions, and these decisions are choices, and these choices that we make, again, shape our emotion, our emotional response, which changes our communication with the universe about saying what is. So, wrapping it around, again, what I said at the beginning of this Periscope is that I want you to consider why we have these features, imagination and passion and emotion, if not to work in concert with the rest of the universe to create our experience of reality. We must choose. I am inspired. I am happy. I am filled with love. Very good, charmed mess. And if that's not been your experience of reality, it can be hard to shift to that sometimes. And that's where we get into gratitude and all the other things that we've talked about on these scopes. If you are new to this scope, if this is your first LOA scope, I would suggest going back and listening to the other ones. You can do that at everything I do on Periscope gets sent up to bobdoyleshow.com, and that's everything. So my LOA scopes are there, and then all the other crazy crap I do is also there too. Including pictures I take on Instagram and music I write and share on SoundCloud. It's kind of all things Bob Doyle. Okay, bobdoyleshow.com, and then that way you can go back through and catch up on all the LOA scopes. There's other ways to do it too, my Facebook page and all of that, but that's really kind of your one-stop shop. So I would suggest going back there. New moon today, great day to set your intention. Absolutely. So let's do that today. That's a great idea. So now that we know everything you can imagine is real, Pablo Picasso said that. That's a great quote. Our imagination is created. Yes, I said that, but yes, it's true. So this tool is extremely powerful, and we're using it even if unconsciously all the time. Our imagination, our visualization, our emotions. If they're running on autopilot, we've given up a lot of control. And for most of us, they are running on autopilot. Again, we take a few minutes a day to do our law of attraction work, and then we get right back into our normal routine, and that's not going to bring you predictable and sustainable results. I hadn't thought of, Melanie Bundock, are you doing a moonscope later? Guys, if you aren't following Melanie, you gotta. Because remember I was talking about releasing and, as things come up, as you move out of your comfort zone and stuff comes up, all the resistance. Melanie is awesome at EFT and helping you with that. So please, if you're not following her, click on her right now because she's up there right now responding to Claire, and follow her and watch for her moonscope later. And just you can learn a lot from her. She's awesome. And while you're at it, check out everybody else on this scope too, because if you're drawn to this conversation, there's probably something in what you talk about that would relate. Maybe not always, but it's worth checking out the other people here on this scope and seeing what they're up to build this sense of community. So again, I appreciate you sharing this with other people. I'm trying to get the word out. We've got the room a little bit more full, but Deb Coleman is here. All right, awesome. So let's just recap real quick. I don't know what time it is. Hold on. Normally I like to go about 30 minutes, so I got about 6 minutes left. But so let's just recap. We, as human beings, are given these incredible gifts: our imagination, our emotions, and our passion. And I guess another fourth one, which I may have just forgotten that I talked about this, is this intuition. Truly one of our greatest gifts. Our ability to communicate with the universe. Basically a two-way conversation. We say in our visualization, here is what is, not here's what I want one day. Here is what is. And the universe responds and says, okay, and gives us, through our intuition, our next step to take. It could be an action to take, somebody to call, a book to write, anything like that. Just whatever shows up in response to the communication that you're sending out there. And that is in response to our vibration, which is determined by our emotional state. So we have a passion, something that we want. We visualize it as realistically as possible in the now. We have an emotional response that hopefully is inspired and yes, and full of passion and love and excitement. And then that vibration communicates throughout the universe responds and gives us our next step to take. And that is how we create our reality. And it's what we're built to do. I mean, look, we human beings are creators, obviously. Our entire civilization, all of our technological advances, they all started with a thought, right? That somebody visualized, got excited about, went into action and made it happen. This is, you see it all around us all the time. And each one of us as an individual has that power. Not just to, I am going to buy a chair today and I will put it right there and visualize that, and now I'm going to go to the store. That's the action we take. But even bigger things, things that seem impossible, things that, again, are way out of our comfort zone. Hi, Simply Ruby from Edinburgh. Welcome. I'm actually just about to wrap this up, but you can watch the replay after. And again, if you're new to this and you haven't upgraded your Periscope yet, please do that, at least on the iOS devices. Now you can do landscape. I may go back to doing portrait for a while until Android catches up and give it a few days for everybody else to upgrade, because I know if this is sideways or whatever, it's not as fun an experience, and you're trying to read the comments like this, and that's no fun. But I'm just excited that they went landscape, and so I wanted to try it on this. So again, it's just about consider. Like when you're feeling out of control, when you're feeling hopeless, when you're feeling like, just not in a state of gratitude, feeling powerless, just remember that you have amazing power. And it's all right here, or wherever. We call it up here because that's where our brain is, and that's where we consider most of our, thinking activity to originate. But we're actually, obviously connected throughout the universe, and even just this whole, we're all an illusion anyway. We're all just a cluster of empty space energy that we have been given this amazing gift of having this experience of being human with these gifts to create our experience of reality. Do not waste this opportunity. Do not let life occur simply on autopilot and by default. You've been given an amazing opportunity. And the fact that you've even been attracted to the law of attraction conversation, whether it's through The Secret or somebody else or something else, and you're here on this scope or maybe even following other scopes, consider that there's a reason for that. And that now is the time for you to get clear, get conscious, get present to what you truly want in your life, and realize that you have what you need. The reality creation mechanism is in you right now. We've talked about it. There's no denying that even though you may feel a little bit disconnected from your sense of passion, believe me, it's there. And we can get to it. Go back and watch some of the previous other scopes. But you can't deny that you have an imagination. Clearly you have an emotional response. All of these things there for a reason, to navigate your life and to create something amazing and incredible. So that's just something that you can refer back to during the course of your day when you're feeling things are out of control. And remember, look, if your circumstances currently are, quote unquote, out of control, just consider and acknowledge that they're that way because for some reason you are in vibrational alignment with that chaos. Most likely, you're having chaotic thoughts. Most likely, you're in reaction mode to your circumstances, and you're not clear to what degree you are a cause of them. Not to make you wrong, but if you are in fact going through life on autopilot, responding just knee-jerk reactions to things and not minding your emotions and not minding where your imagination is going, then just realize that you're sending chaotic communication to the universe to which it responds absolutely, perfectly, every single time. So if you're chaotic in here, it's going to be chaotic out there. So what do you need to do to slow down the chaos? Well, learn to meditate, learn how to get present, get more habitual about you calming down the chaos in here, and to change that loop that you are perpetuating through acknowledging and getting sucked into the chaos or the stuckness or whatever it is that you're not enjoying about your experience of reality. Just know that you are part of that process, part of the chaos. And that's not a bad thing. It's actually very empowering to know, wait a minute, okay, so I am doing this, and I can see that, yes, my thoughts are chaotic, and I don't know exactly where they started, but starting today, I'm going to be more intentional about what my thoughts are. I'm going to take some time and create this vision and honor it and know that, of course, I have this vision so that it can be fulfilled or something better. Right now, this is as grand as I can think, and that may change and evolve over time as you expand that muscle, you know, move that comfort zone bigger and bigger and bigger, but just get intentional about today, starting today. You're going to get clear on that vision. You're going to understand that this amazing gift of your imagination and the emotions that come up with it are really super powerful tools, and you're going to utilize them from this point on. You're not going to be a victim of them or out of control, right? So this is the work that I help people do. And again, if you're interested in digging in deeper with us, I'd love it. You can find me at boundlessliving.com. Someone had posted the link earlier in the comments, and you can, get visual. There's a free meditation there you can get that walks you through the process of visualizing as well as releasing, doing the EFT process. So it's a great tool to start with. And then, of course, we have other programs and coaching and all sorts of other things that we can do. Again, next week, I'm going to be starting to do live coaching on Blab with me and one of my Boundless Living coaches. We're going to be discussing a particular topic, and then bringing you on and doing the Q&A, all that wonderful stuff that Blab lets you do. Thank you, Deb, for putting up the link again. So that's it. And look, you know what? I would really appreciate it because I have been doing this now for, I don't know, a month, the LOA scopes, and I would like more topics. I can start repeating them because clearly, some of you, haven't seen them all, and you can catch up, yes. But if there's anything that I have discussed that you'd like more clarification on, or topics that I haven't discussed, can you share who the other coach is? Well, I have like 15 coaches ready to go. Nori is on this call. Efrain is on this call. Those two are coaches. Getting ready to put together a whole profile page on the Boundless Living site of all of our coaches, so you can learn more about them. And again, through these blabs, you'll be introduced to them. If you want to, you can get yourself set up with a conversation with one of these coaches to see if coaching is something that's a fit for you. But I will tell you that every single one of these coaches, they've gone through nearly a year of training. It was going to be a 6-month program, and we just dug deeper and expanded it. And these are very well-trained coaches, and I'm really excited about you meeting them. So if you go to boundlesslivingcoaching.com, you can fill out a quick little application and get yourself set up to have a conversation with some of these coaches and learn about it. Because coaching, one of the great things about, one of the imperative things about coaching is that each of us as individuals, when we're up against any sort of a challenge or a situation and we try to, quote unquote, figure out the answer on our own, well, we're just going through the same resources that we've got in our brain, unless we've really learned to tap into the intuitive nature of the universe and know how to hear that. But the point is that sometimes it's going to require an outside view to see where we're stuck and give an action to take and accountability. My life totally changed when I started receiving coaching because I resisted it for the longest time. It's like, I don't need a coach. I know all this stuff. Does that sound familiar? The most successful people in the world have coaches. So that's why I'm a big fan of coaching, and so really thrilled to have a staff of coaches who really know their stuff so that I can duplicate myself. I can't possibly coach everybody. So anyway, that's it. I'm going to wrap it up now. I've gone a little bit over. Again, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific, we do this Law of Attraction scope, various topics related to the Law of Attraction. If you want to get in touch with me, you can certainly direct message me on Twitter. If you're not following me on Twitter, it is at Bob Doyle Secret. No spaces or hyphens or anything like that. You are welcome, Rob. Rob, thank you for the reminder. I know that was a private conversation that no one knows what I'm talking about. But in any case, so join me again on Monday. Send me any requests for topics that you'd like to have discussed on the LOA scope. If you follow me, you'll get notification. Also, so go to blab.im/Bob Doyle Secret, and then you can follow me there. And then that way, when I schedule the blabs about, thank you, Deb, thank you. So when I schedule the blab with my coaches around these various topics, you'll get a notification so you'll know to go and subscribe. And so you won't miss it. You can be a part of it, and we can grow that community as well. Well, I hope you got value out of this. And again, it's just that, oh yeah. Sometimes I just like to have you, thank you, Deb. That's exactly it. There's the link. I just like to have you check in with yourself when you're feeling frustrated or out of control or at your wit's end or whatever, any number of those things. Just remember these things. Like, for example, that we are here to create our reality and we've been given every single tool that we need to do it. We just need to start doing it more intentionally and more consistently. All right, as I said, before this weekend is over, I promise you a ukulele scope. I don't know exactly what that's going to look like, but by golly, it's going to happen. And it may or may not have any sort of, lots of oh yes today. Yeah, I know. Unless that's a good thing. I don't know. Well, good. So ukulele over the weekend, maybe today, maybe tomorrow, I don't know. But sometime, I promise, we're going to do that. For those of you who are interested. Some of you are like, okay, who cares? But some of you may want to join it. Might be fun. All right, enjoy your day, enjoy your weekend, enjoy your life, and I'll see you guys out and about on Periscope in other people's rooms and other people's blabs, and I'm looking forward to connecting with you again really soon.